welcome everybody. A very welcome everybody. Wish you a very nice day and thank you very much. And we are so much grateful to Samachitananda ji Maharaj ji for giving us the opportunity to hear him. This is the seventh lecture in the series. Uh, we started this lecture series in the wake of COVID so that people have spiritual power or sustenance to face the difficulty and also have courage and happiness to face with the situation and also face the stress and strain. So that was the idea. And today Samachitanandaji will speak on the importance of priority in personal and spiritual life. Uh, my name is Nirmal Ganguly. I am a volunteer in the Ramakrishna Vedanta Society of the Philippines. This program is being organized by Ramakrishna Vedanta Society of Philippines. Hope all of you are keeping well with your loved ones, and we wish all of you and your family good health. And now I would give a brief introduction of Samachitananda ji. Swami Samachitananda ji joined the Ramakrishna order in July 1982 at its Prayagraj, that is Allahabad center. He was initiated by Srimad Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj, who was a direct disciple of the Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi. He had his monastic vows from Srimad Swami Bhuteshanandaji Maharaj in 1992. Apart from Prayagraj, that is erstwhile Allahabad, the Swami has served Shillong, Meghalaya, Guwahati, Singapore, and Buenos Aires, Argentina centers. He is presently president of the Ramakrishna Mission Singapore since 4th of July 2018. We would like to congratulate Maharaji for completing 3 years of his presidentship in Singapore Center. He guided the center and inspired the center so well, and it is an anniversary day for him. Today is also a very important day. Today is the Mahaprayan Divas, death anniversary of Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda, 4th of July. So very important day for all of us. And so now I would request Udarandaji Maharaj to say a few words, and thereafter Samachitanandaji will speak. Before that, let me tell you that we are lined up till 22nd of August. The next lecture will be by by Swami from Vancouver, the Swami Vimohanandaji, and both our Samachitanandaji and Vimohanandaji are beautiful singer, and we'll have the benefit and luxury of singing, hearing his melodious voice. Over to Udaranandaji to speak a few words.
I welcome you all on the behalf of Ramakrishna Vedanta Society of the Philippines. We are really very grateful to Revered Maharaji for kindly accepting our request to speak. So, as we are already running a little late, so I'm not going to speak much. But I wanted to say one thing. This what we have started is not just for the COVID. I think we will continue this also in future. In August, we are going to have classes on scripture and Upanishads. So, if you are interested in any other subjects that you would like us to bring in somebody to speak, you please send a mail to Mr. Ganguly so that we can arrange for such talks in future. So, now this much only, and I will request Maharaj to please begin the lecture. Begin his talk, kindly.
Dear Swami Udaranandaji and devotees from all over the world, I have kept on my mobile phone Facebook Live of Singapore page also. So we have about 21 people present there also. And here we are about 62 of us. So thank you, Swamiji, for inviting me and allowing me to share some thoughts on the subject which we have selected. The importance of priority in our personal spiritual life. What is priority? Priority many times could be for a particular occasion, particular time, or some people, those who are idealistic people, for them priority could be priority for the whole life. When Sri Ramakrishna says that God realization is the goal of life, that means you make God realization your priority. What is priority? Again, from a different angle. Priority is that for what we can compromise other things. That which cannot be compromised or should not be compromised according to us is what we can say that we have given priority to. For example, on today, Sunday evening, Singapore time 5:30, Philippines time 5:30, you made it a priority that yes, I can keep some of my works aside and let me attend this class. Until you have a resolution, until you resolve to do something, you cannot give priority to anything in your life. Today we will talk about priority, not only keeping this COVID-19 situation in our mind, but about our personal spiritual life point of view. We can think of different perspective of our life and give priority to different things. According to different stations in life, we give priority to those things. At different ages of our life, in childhood, there is a different priority. When we are young, there is another priority. When we become youthful, we have another priority. When we are working, we have another priority. When we retire, we have another priority. Priority changes according to physical and mental condition. Priority changes when the place is changed. Priority changes when your connection with people change. But those people who are spiritually oriented, or rather, whose priority is spiritual life, wherever they are, whichever station they are, especially after deciding that they want to lead exclusive spiritual life, their priority doesn't change. So priority changes. But those who are spiritually oriented, their priority doesn't change so frequently. Because the ultimate priority is already decided by them. So from spiritual point of view, we will try to see. We will try to keep our time also limited to 6:45 to 6:50 maximum, because 7 o'clock is our Singapore prayer time. So 5 minutes before I have to go and put the Facebook live, because many devotees attend the prayer also. So I was thinking this, that let us see from the perspective or the standpoint of Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji, Holy Mother, how priority is given to priority is given to important things, what they consider important. When Swami Vivekananda first met Sri Ramakrishna, the only priority in his mind was that what all the philosophies are speaking about, the existence of God is talked about and sung in all the religions. Many great people supposedly have realized the truth, God, but Swamiji's mind at that time as a young boy had a lot of doubts about the reality. One who doesn't accept without his personal experience. Swamiji himself says, 6 years I stayed with my master and I thoroughly questioned him for everything to remove the doubts of my mind. So it was the first day when Narendranath met Sri Ramakrishna. And it so happened that Sri Ramakrishna was very fond of songs. And Swamiji was already established singer in Brahmo Samaj. So Sri Ramakrishna requested him. So he just did not sing any song he likes. His song which he selected was appropriate for the burning questions which he had in his mind. Existence of God for us is still a concept. Believing that God is there, we live our spiritual life. Until we have experience, we cannot be firm about it. So spiritual life has many levels. Maybe it starts with a doubting mind about the existence of God. But slowly, believing that God exists around me, God works through me, God sits in my heart, as scripture says. It is like mathematics when people do hypotheses and try to reach the hypothesis as true. Swamiji says in one place, spiritual life starts with imagination or hypothesis, but it ends with realization. It is just like mathematics. You start with this hypothesis, yes, this should be the answer. Then you work for the answer. So when Sri Ramakrishna and Swamiji met for the first time, and Sri Ramakrishna requested Swamiji to sing a song, Swamiji on that day sang 2 songs. Obviously, both the songs were in Bengali language, but it clearly manifested the Vyakulata, or it says pining, a desperation to find the truth or God. So we'll start with one song and we'll end with another song. So one song which Swamiji sang on that day, I will sing now, and then we continue with our talk, and at the end, with the reference of our talk, we shall sing the second song. Are you able to hear the Tanpura? Okay,
Yes.
good. जाबे की है दीनो आमार বিফলে চলিয়ে যাবে কি হে দিন আমার বিফলে চলিয়ে আছিনাথ দিবানিশি আশা পথ নিরখিয়ে যাবে কি হে দিন আমার তুমি ত্রিভুবননাথ আমি ভিখারি অনাথ তুমি ত্রিভুবননাথ আমি ভিখারি অনাথ কেমনে বলিব তোমায় এসো হে মম হৃদয়ে যাবে কি হে দিন আমার হৃদয় কুটির দ্বার খুলে রাখি অনিবার হৃদয় কুটির দ্বার খুলে রাখি অনিবার কৃপা করি একবার এসে কি জোড়াবে হিয়ে যাবে কি হে দিন আমার বিফলে চলিয়ে আছি নাথ দিবানিশি আশা পথ নিরখিয়ে যাবে কি হে দিন আমার The meaning of this song is very deep, and it shows what Swamiji's mind and heart was at that time. The song says, "O Lord, will my days go in vain? I'm looking at the path day and night for your coming. You are the Lord of the universe, and I am an insignificant mendicant. How can I even tell you to come and sit in my heart? I have kept the door of my heart open all the time. Will you come and pacify my heart? O Lord, will my days go in vain?" So, it was the first meeting of the Master with Swamiji. And through the song and through the conversation, Sri Ramakrishna could fathom the anguish, the desperation, the depth of the heart of his favorite disciple, Swami Vivekananda. So, for him, that was the priority. We don't go into different aspects. We keep only the spiritual aspect today, as we don't have that much time to go for. The life, if you take it in a small parts or small pieces, then for every part you may have a different priority. But if you take life, the whole life as a project, then there is a eventual state of mind, there is an eventual end of your life, which you will like to. Let me explain little. Gopal Irma was a woman devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. She was so great that Sri Ramakrishna and even Swamiji told that, Mother, you have realized everything what need to be realized. But they found she always doing japa, she always repeating the name of God. So she was asked, when Thakur and Swamiji, Mother, everybody has told that you have realized everything, you don't need to do all this sadhana, why do you do that? Gopalalma's answer was so beautiful. She says, so that at the last moment of my life also I can remember him. I can remember God. That's why this constant practice is required. The only priority is this, to remember God. It is difficult for common people like us, but we need to. Life is very short, and who else knows that life is fragile and life is short other than this generation of the people who are alive in this world during COVID-19. You talk to a person yesterday and today he is no more. You talk to a person yesterday, today morning and evening he is no more. Completely healthy, though life was always like that. But COVID-19 has underlined this aspect of life, that life is very fragile. And whatever we need to do it today and now. It's not question I will do it tomorrow. Especially, there is nothing especially, but especially all of us who are little advanced in our age. So, if life is a project and spiritual aspiration and spiritual goal is fixed, God realizes it's too big a word for us to talk about. Sri Ramakrishna can say that, because why I am telling that? If you tell them, then you must be doing for that, keeping that as a goal. So leading a life which is helpful for the spiritual goal, just I am toning it down. When Sri Ramakrishna says the goal of life is God realization, at least the way we lead our life should be helpful. Sometimes we are not able to, but we should see sincerely that we do that. And practically speaking, you are what your priority is. Your priority is what makes what you are. People do not give importance to important thing of their life, because that important thing doesn't remain a priority for them. That's why there are many ways and means by people waste time, waste energy, everything. All of us are in the same boat. This is not, I'm not telling from a high pedestal. So we all are sadhakas. We all are trying to lead spiritual life. Our samskaras of previous life and our samskaras of accumulated in this life helps us or distracts us from leading spiritual life. I remember Swami Yatishwaranandaji's one saying. He says, don't keep the priority which you had in your childhood. According to age, you can outgrow from giving the priority. According to your condition, you give priority to your life. He uses a word, he uses a sentence, says that a 75 years old man, don't act like a romantic young man. These are his words, not my words. So sorry for that. He says, give priority according to your age. Behave according to your age. Somebody was running helter-skelter. I say, excuse me. You seem to be always already in your 50s. So be careful. You run when you want to run. Don't run while doing work. Because your mind is not in running. Your mind is in your work. So we need to behave according to our age. According to our age, when we behave according to age, we give the priority to the things. all of you know that in our Vedic system, in the ancient Hindu way of life, we had this ashrama dharma. We had this brahmacharya ashrama, grihastha ashrama, vanaprastha ashrama, sannyasa ashrama. That is according to the priority. If you are a brahmacharya ashrama, if you are a student, the study should be your priority. When you are grihastha dharma, in grihastha's life, the family becomes the priority. Not only that, grihastha dharma, grihastha ashrama is in one classification considered as the main ashrama, not the greatest ashrama, but main ashrama. Why? Grihasthas support the students or brahmacharis, grihasthas support the vanaprasthis, the retired people, and grihasthas also support the monastics. So grihastha ashrama is very important. In Hinduism, in Hindu culture, householder's life is never criticized or ridiculed. It is the immoral actions which are ridiculed. It is not the householder's life ridiculed. I remember a beautiful incident happened. It was in 1980. I was almost 18 years old and I was a delegate in the convention, devotees convention, which was held in Belur Math. As a student, as a devotee, I also participated. So in one of the lectures, I remember almost 10,000 devotees are hearing the proceedings, the lectures. We had a great Swami called Swami Atmanandaji in Raipur. So Atmanji came to speak and to interact with 10,000 people at a time. He asked, how many of you want, you're all devotees, how many of you want that our mission should have centers everywhere? And all 10,000 raised their hand. He said, my next question is, how mission can have so many centers until there are enough monks? How many of you are ready to send your son or a daughter to become a monk? 10,000 hands were down, it were not up. So he told that monks do not fall from the sky. Monks come from the householder's life. Sister Nivedita says in one of her talks or a letter, I am forgetting, she says, what India needs is a very high quality, high standard of householders. Because if the householders are good, morally, ethically, spiritually strong, then the chances that their children will imbibe the spiritual value from the childhood. Anyway, so this is the idea. So this varnashrama dharma, varna is a different thing, it is not topic of our discussion, but ashrama is this brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa. Sannyasa ashrama is called charamashrama because everybody's eventual goal is that even in this life you may not be able to take sannyasa, could be because the way of life and the time is such that you cannot. But there are many, many devotees in their heart of hearts. They cherish this idea that if Thakur's grace is there, maybe in next life, I do not know, next life I will like to spend life of a recluse, a life of a monastic, life of a nun, whatever. Priority from Sri Ramakrishna's standpoint, people who do not have common sense, where they are, what they are, they cannot give the priority. A beautiful example Sri Ramakrishna gives, you people must have read in the Gospel. A person is on a deathbed and before dying he is telling, hey, reduce the lamp because oil is burning more. Sri Ramakrishna, this side your own oil is finished in your life, you are going to die and you are worried about it. Instead of remembering God, you are worried about these things. Another incident is there. Sri Ramakrishna goes to Calcutta along with Master Mahashaya and he found some elderly people were sitting and playing cards. Sri Ramakrishna immediately told to Master Mahashaya, look, the time has not come in their life to remember God. Another incident. Swami Niranjananandaji was hurriedly going from one place to another place and Sri Ramakrishna saw him. He told, nothing to look for anything anywhere, everything is here. Secondly, when you will realize God, when you will meditate, remember that funny but real incident. Sri Ramakrishna used to wake up very early in the morning and seeing that Holy Mother and Lakshmi Didi are in Navad, from the door cracks, he used to pour water, and it is a small room, you must have seen, many of you. So Holy Mother used to say to Lakshmi Didi, look at this divine Leela of these great people. Holy Mother says, Sri Ramakrishna knocking the door says, get up, when you will meditate, it is already morning. Holy Mother says to Lakshmi Didi, keep quiet, he doesn't have sleep, he doesn't want us also to sleep. Though it's a so loving relationship, but look at Sri Ramakrishna's idea that his people, his devotees should be actively participating in spiritual life and activities of spiritual life. So to give due importance to things of our life, then only you can give priority to it. So whenever things come in front of us, we need to think how much it is important to me to fulfill that priority, to reach that goal, to reach that goal which I have decided. If it is not that helpful, either you can remove that activity or do not give that much priority to it, that much importance to it. But things which are more important in your spiritual life, according to you, can be given more and more priority. Sri Ramakrishna uses a word in the gospel called Vyakulata. Vyakulata is translated, though there is no correct English word to translate. It is translated as desperation, is desperate about it, but desperate could be have different meaning also. There is another word used, is called pining, P-I-N-I-N-G. To your heart is as if Sri Ramakrishna says that he used to feel so much for Divine Mother that he felt that his heart is wrung, his heart is as if somebody is squeezing the heart. So in the same way, so this Vyakulata, desperate, this desperation doesn't come until our mind is pure. Desperation doesn't come until our mind is pure. This purity of mind is something very important in all the religions. You see, Jesus Christ, for example, says, blessed are those who are pure at heart because they shall see God. Until the heart is pure, until the mind is pure, spiritual progress is not possible. Whatever you do, heart has to be purified. And the purification of heart is done by spiritual practice. Even the normal action which we do, the more selfless actions these are, the more it will be helpful to purify our mind. Spiritual practices, remembering God, doing japa, all the positive which are considered as spiritual activities helps us to purify our heart. This purification of heart is very important. Bhagavad Gita says, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitrameha vidyate. There is nothing purer than the knowledge. And knowledge is what? Knowledge is not information which you get. Knowledge is the realization which once comes in your mind or heart, it doesn't go, it becomes part of your system. For example, those who tried to ride the bicycle and fell many times. But once you get that balance to ride the bicycle, in your life you will not forget, because that becomes part of you. So here we can understand that information, scripture is information, but scriptural information is not converted into knowledge until we do the spiritual practice. Intellectually, getting convinced is very important first, but intellectual conviction is not everything. That's why many times, in a scholarly way, many scholars will be able to eulogize and speak and give lectures about the spiritual subjects, Upanishads and Vedas. But if the realization is not there inside, for example, Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was not well read in terms of a scholar, though the essence of scholarship was with him. But he was not a scholar. But all the scholars used to come and sit at his feet and hear the sermons, hear the teachings. Keshav Chandra Sen is a great scholar, great orator. He will come and sit down, and he is shy to speak about spirituality in front of Sri Ramakrishna. You know the story. So, what is that was in Sri Ramakrishna? Couldn't dress well, correct? I will not go into details. You know, those who have read the life of Sri Ramakrishna knows. He will say, Master Mahashaya, oh, my shirt is unbuttoned. Will it look bad? He said, no, everything is okay for you. In the beginning of few pages of Kathamrita or the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you will find Master Mahashaya says Sri Ramakrishna was a bit totla, that he was stammering. His pronunciations were unclear. That Master Mahashaya writes. But to hear that, why do you think all these genius people used to come and sit at his feet? Or they were desirous of seeing him? Because the force and the weightage of realization was there in those words. Take example of Swami Adbhutananda Ji, Latu Maharaj, unlettered man. But people used to come and look at his teachings. There are 2-3 Bengali books, and now recently it is translated and published by Advaita Ashrama. There you will find how an unlettered person can have this much wisdom because of spiritual practices and spiritual experiences. So even if we don't have high spiritual experiences in our life, but the desire to realize the truth, the desire to understand spirituality, when you put into practice the spiritual things, as I told, like japa and meditation and reading of scriptures and hearing and discussing the scriptures and religious concepts, this is very important. So this will slowly purify our mind. We have made our mind impure lives after lives. So it will take. So even if we don't go that further in our spiritual life, but the purity, as much as it is clean, so to say, as the essence of scriptures, we can put in this way, you keep on purifying your mind. Next birth, wherever you are born, you will get that purified mind. So that's why it is called Srimatam Dimatam Gehe Yoga Vrashto Vijayate. That those who die while leading a spiritual life, while doing yoga I mean internal yoga, they are born in a more conducive places where it is possible for them to realize the truth. So we need to understand this desperation, this pining for something will not come. Vyakulata will not come until our heart is pure. Whatever you do, sorry to say, whatever we do, even we are monks, but purification of heart, living home is one thing, taking ceremonial sannyasa is one thing, but this extreme pining or extreme desire to realize the truth, this will not come until the mind is pure. That's why we say that everybody is a sadhu. We all respect sadhus. Devotees will respect sadhus. We also each other we respect. But those are real sadhus whom sadhus call sadhus. We had some great swamis. Junior swami used to wait. And if the senior swami scolds them, after coming out of his room, he's, hey, today he scolded me. Because that's a blessing. Because while scolding, the truth, the real message for him, particularized message comes out of his mouth. So, Vileshwaranji, Madhavanandaji, all the President Swamijis, people look at them, how to get a bit closer. I remember when Swami passed away. Actually, if you ask me, many Swamis could be there. Not that whom I know are the only two Swamis. But I have seen two Swamis. One of them was a head of a small center and then passed away. Other Swami never became the head of a center, never became anything, never became a big lecturer, never became a big singer, nothing. But they stayed where I was staying, and I have checked on them. I have seen them 2 o'clock in the afternoon meditating. I have seen 3 o'clock in the night meditating. Evening time meditating. Morning time meditating. So I used to go and tell Maharaj, lunchtime, Maharaj, breakfast time, Maharaj, dinner time. But the rest of the time he will be within himself, repeating the mantra, leading exclusive spiritual life. I still remember. So I asked him, Maharaj, how it is possible that you meditate so many hours a day? He smilingly answered me, a beautiful English play of words. He told me, maybe you cannot meditate and I cannot but meditate. I don't know anything else than this. And these are the small things which inspire you, that when the time will come, that whichever way, we are in a modern world, they were 40 years early, now we are 40 years, so way of life has changed little. They cannot think of seeing so many people at a time and talk to them. But that doesn't matter. That we take help of science. But the spiritual ideas and concepts remains the same. So giving priority as a devotee, giving priority to spiritual things, if we are matured in our spiritual life. So another thing is concept of wasting time. If you have given priority to something, you will find you will give maximum time to that because you have given priority. They don't miss it. Many Swamis, I remember it. The Swamiji is still present. He is there in Belur Math staying. He is almost 90 plus. He was Sevak. He used to serve our 7th President Swami, Shankaranandaji. So Shankaranji used to sit for meditation. And that was the time when he was little free from his service. So he used to go and walk in front of Ganga. This side, evening prayer is going on. And very silently, he will be walking. This Swamiji saw him, who Shankaranandaji, and asked him. He was a young boy at that time, 1950s I'm talking. And told him, during Arati, what you do? So he said, that is only 15-20 minutes time. So I stroll at the bank of Ganga. So he says, no, you must attend the prayer. If you develop a habit of attending prayer, this habit will save you in your last time. Now you serve the cause, that cause will serve you at the end of your life. And now physically, as far as possible, though he's not allowed to come out because of his age and because of COVID, but I stayed with him for more than 9 years. He will not miss a single time, evening prayer. And he told me to attend, so I'm attending. Correct? So this became the priority. In our Mutton mission, we have a rule. During Arati time, we tell to people, either go to the temple and attend prayer or go out of the gate. You are not supposed to loiter around and gossip around when prayer is going on. It doesn't give a good reflection for the people who visit us. No, prayer is going on and these people are gossiping here. So this cannot happen. So priority is something, it helps us, it inspires us not to waste time if we have given priority to something. for a devotee, not remembering God is a waste of time. I remember just sharing with you, many of us in Singapore and other places, we as one of our spiritual practices, we write Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya, and we keep on writing in notebooks or wherever. I gave to one gentleman and told, sir, if you want to write, you're welcome to write. Oh, yes, okay. Maybe initially he would have told, when Swamiji said, how can I deny? But after some time he came to me and told why I did not start this earlier. Earlier, whenever I was free, I look at my mobile phone. Now, whenever I am free, I do japa, either my own Ishta mantra or I write on the paper, Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. So, when the things come to us, it is by the infinite grace of God that you have a mantra if you have. It is not that some Swamiji gave you mantra. No, it has come from Sri Ramakrishna. Traditionally, it has come from Sri Ramakrishna. So, if you're fortunate, then only you get it. Now it is up to you to value it and make it a precious. You know, there is a Ram Prasad famous song, Jotane Hridaye Rekho Adarini Shyama Make. In that song, there is a last line. And he says, the name of Divine Mother Shyama, how can I just carelessly keep it? Daridre paile ratan seki ajatane rakhe. A person who is poor and has got a precious jewel, do you think he will just keep it anywhere and everywhere? He will keep it with so much care. In the same way, this precious, like Mirabai says, Payo ji maine Ram Ratan Dhan payo. So this is a great treasure we have received as a descendant of Sri Ramakrishna, in the tradition of Sri Ramakrishna. So this is the idea. The priority we give, priority is given to the thing which are important to us when we have told that it is important. So priority is, other aspect of priority is this, that we do it when still there is some time. We cannot do it. There will be a time when you are bedridden. You may be remembering God, but with all your back pain and headache and this pain and that pain, it is good when we are in little good health. As much time we can spend. I'm not giving upadesham, please don't mistake me. I'm just discussing what we should be doing, and we try to do it. It is as I told, it is according to our capacity. We all can do. Many times, even if we try, we are not able to, because the mind is not prepared, mind is not ready to do it. So, to do something while still there is time, when time will go away, in Hindi there is a proverb, ab pachtaye kya hoga jab chidiya chug gayi khet. You have to harvest when the crop is ready. Otherwise, when the birds will come and eat away all the crops, then you have to sit down and cry. So what is that crop? Crop is our life. And who are these birds? Every second is one bird who takes away 1 second from our life. And if that idea is there in our mind, then this concept, or what Thakur says as Vyakulata, probably will increase in our life. I give you a very famous old one shloka. I don't remember the whole shloka, but the meaning I remember very clearly. There were many lotuses in the pond, and a beautiful nectar is there in the lotus. So the honey bee comes and sits on the lotus, and when it takes the honey or the nectar of the lotus, it gets intoxicated and inebriated. So it took so much that it practically got so much intoxicated by it that it lost the ability to fly. So it slept, and while sleeping, the bee, honey bee, thought, anyway, tomorrow morning again, the sun will rise, lotus will bloom again, and I will fly away. Till then, let me be here. The last line of the shloka says, Ha hanta hanta nalinim gaja ujjahar. But in the early morning, before the sunrise, an elephant comes to the pond and uproots the lotus plant and crushes the lotus flower along with the bee inside. So this we heard in our childhood, and I remember some Swamis discussing very seriously this concept also, that it is taking away second by second from our life. A second, the time when we started this class, that time is not going to come back again. The second we just passed will not come back again. So the example of the table clock which makes sound tick 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 tick, you can meditate on that. That one tick sound came, 1 second has passed. That second is not going to come back again. So this like Bangla যেটা বলে তিল তিল করে. In the same way, the second by second our life is being reduced. It is slowly being reduced that we are not aware about being or losing the life. But we are going one step forward each moment towards that grand exit, what we call death. I many times say, not that I'm discouraging, but many times we discuss this, that people celebrate the birthday. Do you want to celebrate the birthday? Then the greatest celebration should be at the time of death. Because every birthday you went 1 year closer to your death. Do you want to celebrate that? Then celebration should be the death, should be the best celebration. Because maximum, highest birthday you celebrated. So idea is this, that time is going away. And if we realize that time is so slippery, like a sand in our hand, time is going away. So let us remember one example of Sri Ramakrishna. He gives 3 examples in terms of our love towards God. He says, a thief, if he comes to know that in the next room there is a treasure, do you think the thief will be able to sleep that night? No. Because he is so much attracted to it. He says, mother's love for the child, any mother, human mother or animal mother or a bird mother, look at the love the mother has for the child. So spontaneous, that is another aspect, can be discussed sometimes. So the spontaneously powerful love flows from the heart. Of course, it comes as an attachment in future, but initially it's a love. Then there is a love between 2 people. Just love between 2 people, pure love between 2 people. So Sri Ramakrishna gives this example that how this sincerity, how this vyakulata can increase. Then he says, these 3 types of attraction, if joined together in one person, the love for money by a greedy man, love for a chaste wife for her husband or the lover, and lover of the child towards mother or mother towards the child. When these 3 forces come together, is probably enough to realize God, or it's an example to realize God. So idea is this, that we give priority to things of our life. In spiritual life, let us give priority to something spiritual. Nobody is an exception. Nobody. That we sometimes miss. That the important priority which we have given, sometimes we miss. The priority becomes secondary. The less it becomes, the more sincere spiritual seeker we are. So anyway, I stop here. Let me say a second song, and then whatever little time is there, we can have 1 or 2 questions if possible. Or you want to do question and then the song?
No, you can do
Maharajji,
the
song.
song.
As you wish, as you wish.
Song and then question answer.
Okay, let me go with the song, and then we shall have some questions. So, on the first visit of Narendranath and Sri Ramakrishna, this was the second song. First song which I sang. This is the second song which he had sang. Mono Cholo Nija Niketane. Mono Cholo Nija Niketane. Mon Cholo Nija Niketane. সংসার বিদেশে বিদেশীর বেশে ভ্রম কেন অকারণে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে বিষয় পঞ্চক আর ভূতগণ সব তোর পর কেহ নয় আপন পর প্রেমে কেন হয়ে অচেতন ভুলিছ আপন জনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সত্য পথে মন করো আরোহণ প্রেমের আলো ঝালি চলো অনুক্ষণ সঙ্গেতে সম্বল রাখো পুণ্য ধন গোপনে অতি যতনে লোভ মোহ আদি পথে দস্যুগণ পথিকের করে সর্বস্ব মোষণ পরম যতনে রাখো রে প্রহরী সমদম দুই জনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সাধু সঙ্গ নামে আছে পান্থ ধাম শ্রান্ত হলে তথায় করিবে বিশ্রাম পথভ্রান্ত হলে শুধাইবে পথ সে পান্থ নিবাসী গণে যদি দেখো পথে ভয়েরই আকার প্রাণপণে দিও দোহাই রাজার সে পথে রাজার প্রবল প্রতাপ সমন্দরে যার শাসনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সংসার বিদেশে বিদেশীর বেশে ভ্রম কেন অকারণে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে Let us go back once more, oh my mind, to our own abode. Here in this foreign land, why should we wander aimlessly in strangers' skies? These living beings around us and the five elements are strangers to you, all of them. None is your own. Why do you thus forget yourself in love with strangers? Oh my mind, why do you thus forget your own? Ascend the path of truth, oh mind. Climb with love as the lamp to light your way. As your provision for the journey, bring with you the virtues carefully concealed. For like two highwaymen, greed and delusion wait to rob you of your wealth and keep beside you constantly as guards to shelter, to protect your possession from harm. the calmness of mind and self-control. Companionship with holy men will be for you a welcome rest house by the road. There rest your weary limbs a while, asking your way. If you ever should be in doubt of him who watches there, if anything along the path should frighten you, then remember the name of the Lord, for he is the ruler of that road, and even death must bow to him. So these are the two songs which Swamiji sang to Sri Ramakrishna, which in my opinion perfectly depicts what Vyakulata and what the priority we give in our life. Thank you very much. Any question we can?
Thank you, Maharaj, for your such an enlightened and insightful lecture. Vyakulata and the Gopalma's saying only priority is to remember God. And Sister Nivedita saying India needs high quality of household people. This is the kind of takeaway we get. So questions, I think we have got time for 2 or 3 questions. Please be brief and try to, when you speak, you please unmute yourself, and when you finish, mute yourself. Only one person will be unmuted at a time. Thank you.
Can I ask a question, Nirmal? Maharaj.
Sure.
Please.
Sure.
Maharaj, this is Hiranya from Manila.
Sure.
Maharaj, I have a question.
Mhm.
Now, you said the Varnashram, that Brahmacharya, then Garastha Jivan, then Banprastha, then Sannyas. But for some, this natural cycle of life is broken. Their priority changes when they are 20, 25 years old and they want to become monk. So definitely that natural cycle is changed. Why did it happen? Why do they get the special grace from the God? What is the science or reasons behind that?
Okay. Of course, it's the grace of God. Then you can ask why the grace of God is for the few people. So
exactly, that is exactly my question, Maharaj.
Sure. So let us not make God partial, but let us understand that we are little different, because all of us, what we are is what we have become after the actions of our past lives. Where we are born, in which condition we are born, is all result of our karma. That's what we Hindus believe. I every lecture I give this example. I do not know if they are there. Yes, I was in Argentina. People are there. They have no connection as if with Hinduism, with Indian way of life, but they have so much spontaneous devotion for Thakur. How you are going to explain that? So, in our Upanishad, there is a shloka which says that this ashrama, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa, this ashrama is for the society, so that everybody moves eventually to the spiritual goal. But in the scripture, in the Upanishad says that yadahareva virajet tadahareva pravrajet. When the vairagya comes in your mind, that is the right time for you to renounce. That Upanishadic statement is there. So, this vairagya coming, again, grace of God is common. As Sri Ramakrishna says, Kripa Batas Boiche. Kripa Batas doesn't flow only for one boat. It is always there. It is always there. Only some people put little more effort, and by the grace of God, by the grace of Guru, by the good virtues of their parents, we cannot eliminate the importance of parents here, that they teach the children from the beginning the values. And some children pick up. Well, our parents taught out of siblings. Maybe I took the teaching little more seriously than others. I do not know. So it is not partiality of God, but I think it is the It is the effort which we put. And everybody has done in the past life, and everybody's case is unique. Even after becoming monk doesn't mean that he realized God. Very interestingly, somebody asked Swami Vivekananda, you have started this Sangha, and the boys and girls also in Sardamath now, they will leave the home. Do you think all of them will realize God? Swamiji very nicely answered and told, even if they don't realize God, at least they have done this practice session to renounce earth and home and everything. It is not compromising with the ideal, because God realization is not something that we all are admitted into one course and everybody passed the exam. It is not so. Manushyanam sahasreshu, 1 in thousands wants to lead a spiritual life, not monastic life, a spiritual life. Those who want to lead spiritual life, like that thousands, maybe 1 or 2 can realize the truth. As there is a song which Sri Ramakrishna used to sing, Guri lokhe duto ekta kate. There are so many kites. All of us are different kites in the sky, which mother is flying the kite. Only 1 or 2 kites gets cut. And Heshelao Mahat Chapadi. The mother say, oh, he became liberated. So it is not that easy that we all lead spiritual life and we took sannyasa so we become liberated. Until the vasana becomes zero, until God becomes the center of my life, until God becomes the thing in my life, it's not easy to realize the truth, whatever we do. That's why sincerity, sincere prayers, sincere efforts are required. Then by the grace of God, we shall all progress. And we are progressing. On the Sunday evenings, people would have gone for some drink and party and this and this, and all of us are sitting here and talking something serious. If grace of God is not there, you won't be on the screen. You will be somewhere else. Thank you.
We have time for one more question, please. So one more question.
Pranam Maharaj, this is Divanath from Bangalore.
Okay.
Maharaj, in householder's life, Vikshipti will be there all the time.
Yes.
What is the trick holding on to that all the time?
Instantly,
What is the trick, Maharaj?
Instantly, what I remember is the example of Sri Ramakrishna. If a child keeps on going round by itself, after 10, 15, 20 rounds, the child will fall. But if there is a pillar, keeping hand on the pillar, and if child runs around the pillar, even after 50 rounds also, child will not fall. Second example of Sri Ramakrishna, if a child holds the hand of father, there are chances to fall. But if father holds the finger of the child will not fall. These are examples to understand different aspects of our life. So I think the more sincere and serious you are about your practice, Vikshepa will come, suffering will come. COVID-19 doesn't spare anybody. Do you know, in small Ramakrishna order, where we have altogether about 2,000 monks, because of COVID, we lost almost 15 monks. There is no, we are living in the same world. The world is not different. Sri Ramakrishna breathed the same air. He took the same food. The same Ganga is flowing. You go to Dakshineshwar temple, it is the same statue which Sri Ramakrishna saw and worshipped. Then what is the difference between us and him? Is that they were holding on to something which they never left. They never compromised with that. So our side, which I can, in my limited knowledge, which I can say is, we have only one thing. If you ask me personally, you have only one thing which every incarnation has told: to remember God, to love God. Now, to love God, how, is a different chapter. But to remember God, even mechanically hold on to it. For time being, it will be mechanically. Slowly, when we understand that holding on to God, become conscious. And you really feel that, yes, this is what I want in my life. But Tapasya is required. There is one topic sometimes, if you want, we can discuss. This Tyak Tapasya way, we use these two words together. Tyak Tapasya. This Tyaga and Tapasya is a compulsory subject, irrespective of your being householder and monk. What you renounce, how much you renounce is according to you. But renunciation is must. All of us are here. How many? 60 plus few of us. 65, 70 of us are here. All of us are at the ground floor of a building. We want to go to the second, third, fourth floor of the building. Without renouncing the ground floor, can you go to the second floor? We cannot. So renunciation is not giving up. Renunciation is trying to go to the second floor. Your effort to go to second floor itself will renounce the ground floor. So idea is this. This is not a negative aspect. As soon as you know, here is where it is. Here is a mobile phone, correct? And oh, beautiful mobile phone, I like. As soon as you come to know that it's a dummy, all your attachment towards the phone will vanish in a second. We have understood this world to be so real, but we don't understand that in front of my eyes, the world is changing. Changing like, because the change is so slow, we consider this permanent. It is not permanent. It is continuously going towards that black hole, going towards the death, whether it is planets, whether it is atoms, whether it is Himalaya, whether it is your and my body. We are all going towards that end. But in between the consciousness we have, we need to realize that that which changes all the time is not me. Here the Vedanta meets with the devotional part, that it is not me. Body changes. Look at your childhood photo and now photo. We have changed so much. But inside, who has changed? My body has changed. My mind has changed. I am the same consciousness throughout. Anyway, sometimes we will discuss that. So idea is this, that we have to hold on. Let us put our effort first. And then they say, I've heard when I was a young man going to the mission, you go one step towards God, believe me, God will come 10 steps towards you. But we must do one step consciously with enthusiasm and devotion. Thank you.
That's very inspiring, Maharajji. Thank you very much. Now we have 2 minutes for for the participants to say greetings and pranam to Maharaj, and then Hiranya will give vote of thanks. So please unmute and then mute. You can say pranam to Maharaj or greetings to Maharaj. Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj.
Thank you, all of you. I was supposed to be posted in Manila.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste, all of you. Namaste.
Pranam Maharaj, it was a privilege to listen to your talk as always.
Thank you.
Pranam
Nice to see you.
Maharaj. Thank you, sir.
Namaste. I remember in 2016, Suvitanji, General Secretary Maharaj was telling me that Medasanji of Japan Center wants you to go to Manila. So we are thinking. And then he says, no, Manila, still there is some time. I think there are some issues to be resolved. By the time we require you to go to Argentina. So I went. Then Maharaj Udaranji is here. So I was joking with the devotees that Philippines also is a Catholic country. Argentina also is a Catholic country. So Jesus Christ requested Sri Ramakrishna, send this fellow to Argentina, not Philippines. So I went to Argentina.
Now are you
Okay.
ready? Yes. Maharajji, you were saying?
Yes, Udaranji has left, I think, somehow
No.
disconnected.
Udarandaji, you are there. Udarandaji, he is not keeping well. He's very
Yes,
unwell
yes.
for the last 2-3 days. He's there.
He's here.
So,
Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste, Maharaj. Since it is your books, I felt I should abstain from the presence, my picture, other things. Huh? They are
Okay,
talking with you, so they are interacting with you.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
No, it's all right, Maharaj. I'm saying it's okay.
Yeah, because the message came, Vedanta, Ramakrishna Vedanta Society, Munira just left. So I thought he's connected somehow.
That is our Carlos. This
There is
mine is
another one.
Oh, Carlos. Okay, okay. Yours is Udarananda Swami. Okay, okay.
no. Mine is Udarananda. Yes.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay.
So,
প্রণাম মহারাজ, আমি
নমস্কার,
দীপালি
নমস্কার।
ব্যানার্জি নাগপুর থেকে বলছি।
Nagpur.
হ্যাঁ, নাগপুর মহারাষ্ট্র।
Maharashtra. Yes, yes, yes.
may I now request Hiranya to kindly give vote of thanks? Then we will come to the end of the program. Thank you.
Maharaj, this is Hiranya. Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste.
Your lecture is Maharaj like 1 hour of extra meditation. That gives us the opportunity to have 1 hour of extra meditation
Thank you.
on every Sunday, all the lectures, additional meditation. And what can I say, Maharaj? On behalf of all the devotees from all over the world, India and abroad, I convey our heartfelt thanks to you for this wonderful lecture, Maharaj. We really enjoyed. Beautiful lecture. Thank you very much, Maharaj. And again, Pranam Maharaj.
Thanks. Thanks, all of you. I have few minutes before I have to go to Aarti. Yes.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. We are coming to the end of the program.
Thank you,
So
Maharaj.
I will now end the program and thank you everybody for being here in spite of being Sunday, and Maharaj Ji to be gracious and give us the pulse of wisdom. Thank you, Maharaj, and we look forward to have you
Thank
once
you.
again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pranam
Thank you.
Maharaj. Pranam
প্রণাম
Maharaj.
মহারাজ।
Pranam Maharaj. I end the program. Pranam.
Thank you.
I end the program now. Already done.
কিন্তু একটু ঠিকও করে দিয়েছে না, ওটা সুন্দর হয়ে গেছে। वेरी गुड कर दो बेचारे को, खुश हो जाएगा।
अरे আমার অন্য কাজ বাকি আছে, কোনটা বের
तेरा कैसा है ऑडियो? बहुत अच्छा, वेरी गुड कर दो ना।
কথা বললাম না।
Your meeting is safe. धीरे करो इसको। दूसरे मिलो
দেখছেন কিছু
एक इसको इनलार्ज करो।